Today, I'm going to share about the top 5 mentors who changed my life forever. And this is the first, I think this is the first Green Industry podcast episode where we're actually broadcasting live on Instagram and on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. So I used to live stream back in the day, actually talking about college football and NFL football and all of that. And I put a pause on all that about 2020. And I did my Green Industry podcast episode talking about how to grow your lawn care and landscaping business, basically audio only, for over close to 1,500 episodes. We've been doing a daily show now. And so I'm going to try to teach myself how to live stream again. I used to know back in the day, but a lot of this technology has changed. So I'm going to tinker with it and see if I can get it dialed in here over the next few weeks and start doing some of these episodes live. Now, for those of you watching on Instagram, you can see beautiful Sarasota, Florida outside my window here, and the Gulf of America is on that side, and the sunsets are amazing. The water goes right over the sun goes right over the water. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I love sunset time here in Sarasota. But anyway, today on the podcast, I want to share about the top 5 mentors who changed my life forever. 2 of these gentlemen I've never met. 3 of them I have met and have actually become friends. And so I want to share today about the power of connecting with people who are further along in life than you. There was a study done at Harvard that you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. So the 5 folks in your friend circle, their character, their income, their values, their belief is going to influence you. Therefore, you want to be very careful of who you hang out with. So I'm going to dive right into it. Let me know on Instagram if you guys can hear me. I got a different mic for Instagram. Like I said, I got to figure all this live streaming stuff out. I used to live stream in 2018, 2019, 2020. I had it dialed in back then, man. But now all the technology is new. So I'm going to start with mentor number 1, and his name is JP. So my friend JP, he is worth a lot of money, like over 100 million bucks. Well, over 100 million and less than $1 billion. That's about all I know. He doesn't talk about it publicly, but I've been to his house, his mansion. I've seen his fancy cars and all of that stuff. But he's built multiple businesses past 8 figures. His full name's Jonathan Potoshnik, but he's built multiple businesses beyond 8 figures. And he still actively runs one of those, and he sold the other one for a boatload of money. But I had been watching JP on YouTube for years, and I never knew if I'd meet him in person one day, but I kind of had a dream list of people I wanted to interview on my podcast. And my friend Naylor set it up years ago in Nashville, to where I got to actually interview JP on my podcast, and we hit it off. It went well. And then I ended up seeing JP in different cities at different podcasting events, and I had him on my podcast more and more and more. Now he's probably been on my podcast 6 or 7 times, and I've gotten to go out to dinner, lunch with him, go to his mansion, and all of that stuff. But he's really obsessed with business and serving his customers as best as possible and just running efficient, profitable business. And so when I was really in the weeds, no pun intended, of running a lawn care and landscaping business, I learned the most from JP. And then as my business evolved with the social media stuff and the podcasting and everything, I've always appreciated talking to JP about how to navigate all these opportunities. And he's been a wonderful mentor from afar, just watching his YouTube videos for all those years and then actually connecting with him in person. And so mentor number 1 of 5 that has transformed my life is the man, the myth, the legend, Jonathan Potoshnik. And these aren't in any order whatsoever. I just wrote them down on the list here. So number 2 is a man I've never met yet. I want to meet one day. His name is Dave Ramsey. So I used to listen to the Dave Ramsey show back in the day. Now I just watch it on YouTube and kind of let it play in the background. But Dave Ramsey's financial principles about getting out of debt and all of that has really impacted me. And so I'm happy to say that I'm debt free. I never went to his studio and did the whole "I'm debt free" screen, but I'm debt free. I just followed the plan. When I had debt, I made a debt snowball. Hey, Cornell Mac, can you hear me all right, miss? My Mac Landscaping 412 is on Instagram. You inspired me to go live on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I'll figure out the other platforms later. But Cornell, you inspired me to do this. Can you hear me okay? This is my very first one, so I have no pressure. If the technical difficulties are there, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to make the next one better. But let me know in the comments, Cornell, if you can hear me all right. And thanks to my friend Cornell for inspiring me to try to start live streaming again. But back to Dave Ramsey. I had debt and I just put them in what would be called the debt snowball, just like he taught. And I, with focus, started paying off the top debt. And then once that one was paid off, I paid off the next one until I paid off the next one until I was completely debt free. So I've never met Dave Ramsey in person, but his teaching has helped out a lot. Number 3 mentor who has changed my life would be Daniel Lapin. Never met this gentleman either. But his book is the best business book I've ever listened to. I've listened to the audiobook probably 7 times. I don't know, maybe more than that. But his book is called Thou Shall Prosper. It's the best business book outside of the Bible. Obviously, the Bible is the best business book, but outside of the Bible, Thou Shall Prosper is the best book I've ever read about business. And I just listened to it on repeat. It's so powerful. So volume is good on Facebook, a little quiet on Instagram. Man, what is going on? Let me see if I can get my camera over here. I don't know why Instagram volume isn't good. Thank you, Tobin King. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to figure out this live streaming thing maybe by the next one. Let me see if I can put my camera right here. I'll just hold it like that. So, there we go. We'll just try that for now. But Thou Shall Prosper by Daniel Lapin, it taught me so much about business, and it's the best business book. If you have not read it, it's a big book, but I just listened to the audio book and absolutely love it. So top 5 mentors who have changed my life in no particular order. Number 1, Jonathan Potoshnik. He taught me how to run a lawn care business. Number 2, Dave Ramsey. He taught me how to get out of debt and build wealth. And thankfully, I got out of debt and I'm on, trying to build wealth. Number 3 is Daniel Lapin. Amazing book. Thou Shall Prosper. Change your life. Changed my life. Number 4 is Myron Golden. So I started watching Myron on the YouTube. A couple of years ago, my friend Marlon Luke, he's like, hey, you should check out this guy. He teaches how to do business from the Bible. His name's Myron Golden. So I started watching him on YouTube. Then he did an event. Then I went to his event. Then I ended up getting to meet him, and then I ended up getting to become friends with him. And he's a really cool guy. But I've learned a lot about business from Myron, and I've learned a lot about character. I've never heard Myron say one swear word. Not one time. Not one time. And he just has, from what I can tell, impeccable character. He's 63 years old. He's married to this, his wife. They've been married for 40 years. I think 40 on the dot. He's just a solid dude. Let me know if this made the audio any better on Instagram. And thanks for your patience, guys. When you try something new, you gotta give yourself some slack, because I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, and I'm trying to figure out how to do all of it with the live streaming. And eventually I'll get it to where it's smooth as butter. But this was just the first time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to record a Green Industry podcast episode anyway. So I'm going to see if I can get it to work on the social media, and whatever mistakes were made, we'll just make it better the next time. So that's how that works. But Myron Golden has really helped me become a better business person. He's just got so many principles. But I would highly recommend checking him out. He's got a big old white beard, and he just hit 1 million YouTube subscribers. Tobin King says, I don't think anything changed on here. Pammy, what's up, Pammy? I don't know why my audio is not working. I don't know why the audio, something ain't right with the audio, but I'm going to try to figure it out for the next one. But Myron, he just hit 1 million YouTube subscribers. I was in his studio when the YouTube counter thing hit 1 million, and everyone went crazy, and it was so much fun. So, I don't know why the audio is not working all that great on Instagram. So, mic check, mic check. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna figure it out on the next one, though. Make it better for you. But in the meantime, in between time, top 5 mentors who changed my life. And the point of this is to hang around people who are further along in life than you, whether it's reading their books, listening to their podcast, going to their events, becoming friends with them, finding a way that you can add value to their life. Just got to turn the phone volume up a little bit. It's all good. All right. Thanks, Tobin King. I'm going to try to figure out how to make it louder next time. Blue Mill CS in the house. Gutter Junk says audio sounds good on Instagram. Well, there you go. That's good to know. But my point is, the Harvard study was you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. And you could look at that in person of who are you hanging around, the 5 people that you're hanging around the most. But also I look at it as who's my ears hanging out with the most? Like what am I listening to during the day? This lady, today I was at a doctor's appointment thing, and the lady could not believe that I don't have a TV. She was like, yeah, I watch such and such program on TV. Have you ever seen it? And I was like, no. I was like, I don't have a TV, and I don't even know what you're talking about. She's like, you don't have a TV? I was like, no, I haven't had a TV in years. But I was like, I don't watch TV. And she just couldn't calculate that. But my point is, who are the 5 people you're hanging out the most with? Maybe not in person, but that they're influencing your thoughts, that you're listening to them. And I want to elevate the 5 people that I'm hanging around with, people that have good character, that are serving their customers well, that are winning in business. And so my 5 people, live from sunny South Florida, it's open line Thursday night. That's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not excellent in broadcasting quite yet. We're going to get there. This is my first live stream in a while. So forgive that was a reference to the late, great, the best to do it with the golden EIB microphone, Rush Limbaugh, who, by the way, the top 5 mentors who changed my life. Rush Limbaugh, from a broadcasting perspective, Rush Limbaugh got me into broadcasting. I mean, he is so good. And I listened to him pretty much every day. He came on at noon to 3. I had a landscaping business. I mean, at noon, he was on, baby. And I listened to him on WSB radio at the time I lived in Atlanta. They had an app, so I would get hyped, man. I would listen to Rush Limbaugh every day. He was great. Moa Wells, Alex, got to get you on the podcast really soon. I'm glad that the audio's improving apparently. So, anyway, this is my first live stream in a very long time. I wanted to get it out there on YouTube and Facebook. And back to my notes here. People ask me if I have notes on my podcast. Here they are for those of you viewing. Top 5 mentors who changed my life. Jonathan Potoshnik, Dave Ramsey, Daniel Lappin, Myron Golden. And this is a more recent one. I started working with Justin in 2022. Justin Moore. So he's my sponsorship coach. So I've been able to work with brands like Kubota and Toro and John Deere and Exmark and just a lot of the brands in the landscaping space, Crest Commercial, Relay Banking, Horizon 360, and the list goes on and on. But Justin has helped me to understand how to serve these brands, to find out what their marketing objectives are and to really help them achieve what their goals are. And it's been a lot of fun partnering with brands that I, as a kid, like I could have only dreamed of. I love golf. And so, Toro and John Deere. Like when you're out on the golf course, they either had a Toro mower mowing the green or a John Deere mower mowing the green. And I've been blessed to work with both of those companies as well as many other leading companies in the lawn care space. But my friend Justin, he's become a friend now. He's helped me understand that whole world and how I can serve those companies better and better and better. And I'm getting better at it each month and each year. But that's my top 5. And the point of this episode is for you to introspect who is the top 5 mentors that has impacted your life. And if you're looking at your life and you're like, you know what, Paul, I feel like I need to elevate my life. Right? I look at my friend Myron, who's been married for 40 years to the same woman and is thriving in life. I mean, he literally makes over $1 million a month. Some people don't even make $1 million in a year. And some people are like, $1 million a year, that'd be great. He makes $1 million in a month. Every month. $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. He makes more than $1 million a month. But that's crazy. But because he's solving people's problems, he's serving them well. But he's also married to the same woman for 40 years. So I look at Myron's life and I'm like, you know what? Now, some of y'all need to listen. How would you like to make $1 million in 1 month? 1 million. That was a good joke there on Instagram. Don't get me out. What does Myron do? Myron's a business consultant here in Tampa. But my point is not that just that he makes a lot of money because he solves people's problems. He has character. He's married to the same woman for 40 years. And when he talks about his wife, he gets all ooey and gooey, and he loves his wife. Like you can tell, he really likes his wife. And, but anyway, I look at a man like that and I was like, teach me. Jack's Lawn and Landscape asked, what does Myron Golden do? He's a business consultant and he charges a lot. Charges $40,000 for 1 hour. And then he has programs that are $27,000, $55,000, $350,000, and $1 million per year. And people sign up for him left and right. I meet these people. I've met the people that sign up for these programs and they get an ROI from working with Myron. But that's my point. Isn't just the big money. My point is his character. So look around your circle of friends. If they're puffing on the smoky smoke and drinking on the drinky drink and using vulgar language, and these are the kind of folks you're hanging around, that's going to eventually influence you to get off your edge, to get off your game. When I hang around Myron Golden, he fires me up. Like I'll get done hanging out with him or being around him, and I'm like, I got to go work. Like I got to go get this better. I got to work on that. I got to get my life together. I got to improve. When I get done listening to Dave Ramsey, who, by the way, I think he's a billionaire. That's 1,000 million. 1,000 million is a billion. But I've heard him talk before about the real estate he has and the business he has and the investments he has. And I added it up and I was like, I think that's 1,000 million. I think he's a billionaire, but he's married to his same wife, Sharon Ramsey. So when I select mentors, and all of the mentors on my list, and if you're just tuning in, my list is Jonathan Potoshnik, married to his same wife, high school sweetheart, very successful friend, or very successful businessman. And he thank God he's become a friend. He's an amazing man. Dave Ramsey, Daniel Lappin, Myron Golden, Justin Moore. All 5 of those guys, I respect how they do business and I respect their character. And I haven't met 2 of them. I haven't met Daniel Lappin and I haven't met Dave Ramsey. And honestly, if I never meet them, no big deal. Like I have no ambition. I'd love to shake, if I get to shake their hand one day and say, hey, thanks so much. If I meet Daniel Lappin one day, I'll be like, dude, well, right now, I think I've listened to his audiobook 7 times, but, I would tell him like, I've listened to your audiobook 7 times. It's changed my life. And I'd like to tell him that, but if I don't, he's still mentored me. He's still been in my ear. His audiobook, I think it's 17 hours. If you listen to it from start to finish, and I've listened to it 7 times. I'm just guessing 7. I might have listened to it more. Bright Stone Lawn Care said, Dave Ramsey is a nice guy. Met him person got to shake his hand, very humble person. That's good to know. That's good to know because there's some people, there, there's some people that I've met, man, they ain't even as famous or rich as Dave Ramsey, not even close. And they think they're all that in a bag of chips. And I've met him and I've been let down. I ain't gonna name names, but that's good to know that somebody who said they met Dave Ramsey, that he was humble and he got to shake his hand. So if I get to shake Dave Ramsey's hand one day, if I get to shake Daniel Lapin's hand one day, cool. If not, they've still impacted my life. Dave Ramsey still influenced me to pay off my debt. And guess what? I'm debt free, baby. I don't know anybody, nothing. As I double negative, I don't owe anybody nothing. I think that's a little bit of double negative action, but it's freeing. And Daniel Lapin's book about Thou Shalt Prosper, in my brain cells, it shifted and moved things around to the way I think about business differently. And I think about who can I serve today? How can I serve them better? Who can I serve? How can I serve them better? Jesus said that the servant, the greatest among you is the servant of all. So if you want greatness in business, if you want greatness in life, we have to learn how to serve better. That's like that's the secret sauce. And that the book Thou Shalt Prosper unpacks that. And when I sit and learn from Myron Golden, his studios here in Tampa, he's talking about serving your customer at the highest level. Like that word serve, like I get around people who like actually get it. Like Myron actually gets it. Daniel Lapin actually gets it. Like Jesus taught it, but it kind of goes in one ear and out the other for most people. Servant of all. We live in this entitled, selfish culture where being a servant isn't the ultimate goal. But the greats in business, and I'll say, well, I gotta Naylor. What's up, rookie? I'm going for it on Instagram Live, baby. I'm going for it on live streaming. So this is my friend Naylor just hopped in here, and I've been telling him, my friend Pajak, that I'm going to start live streaming my podcast. So this is the Green Industry Podcast. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. This is a lot of fun. But I'm sharing about the top 5 mentors who changed my life. Justin Moore, Myron Golden, Daniel Lapin, Dave Ramsey, and JP. Thanks for the encouragement, Naylor. Naylor's been a huge friend of mine. Do you have cliff notes on this? Here's my notes. All right. And I've been doing an audio only podcast for all these years. And so my notes are on a little yellow pad, sticky pad thing. I just jot them down. I really have winged it for about 1,500 episodes, but that's just my style. Other people like to have polished notes or everything like that. But to me, I feel like I would, I feel like I'd be like a robot. I like to just to let her rip. But my point is, who is influencing you by what you're listening to and who you're being around? And I want to be around people who have successful marriages, who have successful businesses, and most importantly, who have impeccable reputations. If I had an honorable mention list of more mentors who have influenced my life, a couple of them would be Billy Graham and Derek Prince. And the reason is both of those men, very influential, very wealthy, very successful, they had impeccable character. When they passed away, there was never a skeleton in their closet, ever. They just lived lives of integrity. They lived lives of honor and respect. Their wives respected them. Their children respected them. Their people that interfaced with them had positive things to say. And so anyway, I'm gonna land the plane here. I'm gonna wrap things up. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's been giving me kind words throughout this live stream. For years, I've been wanting to get back into live streaming, and I just got a lot on my plate, but this is my first live stream in a very long time. So I appreciate everybody who tuned in and who has been giving me a little bit of feedback. I'll listen back and see how I can make it look better and sound better and all of that moving forward. But in summary, today's podcast is about who's influencing your life And if you don't like where your life is at right now, really pay attention to who you're hanging out with in person and who are you hanging out with in your ears. What are you listening to during the day? Who's hanging out in your eyes? Are you aimlessly scrolling through Tickety Talk and Instagram? Thanks, Scott Cuts It. Scott Cuts It. Pardon me. Yellow Dog up in Nashville. What's up, Yellow Dog? But what's going into your eyes? I want my eyes to be bright. I've been up since 4:50 a.m. I woke up and I went to Pilates class. 6 a.m. Pilates class, by the way. Only guy in the class. All right. 6 a.m. 6 a.m. I went to this class called Pilates. You're on this thing called a reformer, and it was all girls in the class. I'm sitting here at 6 a.m. Like, what am I doing with my life on this reformer? But I said all that to say I've been up since like 4:50 a.m. I like got ready, ate breakfast, got to class by like 5:50. So I've been going since 6 a.m. today. So I'm probably a little bit tired. Mow it well. Grinding could definitely find a girlfriend at that Pilates class. I will tell you what. Woo-wee. there's some prospects there at Pilates. But I went because my core, like I was looking in the mirror today. I was like, dang, my core is looking good. Like Pilates really works out your core. Tomorrow morning I'm going to a spin class. But anyway, well, there's another one for you. But I'm going not just for the social element, but for the body, for the workout. But my point in all of that is if my eyes look tired, it's because I've been up since 5 a.m. But you can look into somebody's eyes and you can see if they have integrity, if they have honesty, if they have character. Like when you talk to people, look into their eyes. You can like literally sense what kind of person they are. And that's what goes out of our eyes. But what impacts what goes in our eyes? What's going in your eyes? What you're watching on Tickety Talk and Instagram or whatever you're watching, I don't know, Netflix and Hulu and MySpace. I don't even know all these things. All right, I try to live as simple as a life as possible, but guard your eyes. In the book of Job, it says I made a covenant with these eyes not to look lustfully at a woman. Guard your eyes so that innocence and purity is going into your eyes. Guard your ears so that wisdom and knowledge and strategies is going into our ears. So that's the goal, that we have a protection of our gates, our eyes and our ears. And who are the top 5 mentors in our life? Who's influencing what we see, what we hear, because eventually they're going to impact how we live our life. So if you're just tuning in on social media, this is my first Green Industry podcast episode in a very long time that's actually been live streamed. And I'm going to try to do these way more frequently. It's now, if you're watching on Instagram, when I started, the sun was setting over the Gulf of America. Now it's dark out there. I got a ribeye steak for dinner. I'm telling you what, man, I've been grilling. I got this New York, not a ribeye. I have a ribeye in there, but tonight I'm actually going with my New York strip. It's called like a Wagyu or something like that. This thing's so good. There's a grocery store down here in Sarasota called Detweiler's. Ooh wee. Their steaks are amazing. They were on sale. New York strip Wagyu. Amazing. So I'm going to go cook me a steak, grill me a steak, go to bed, Lord willing, go to the spin class tomorrow morning. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you're a first-time listener to the Green Industry Podcast, maybe you found me on these videos. I started a podcast talking about how to grow a lawn care and landscaping business back in 2018. We've been uploading daily episodes Monday through Friday since 2018, basically. So we have close to 1,500 episodes now. And challenged by Dave Ramsey, challenged by Justin Moore, challenged by Myron Golden, challenged by Cornell Mack, challenged by Andy Mulder. I see them do their podcast live stream on social media. And I was like, you know what? I want to start doing it on social media live stream. So I got to fix the lighting. I got to fix the audio, but you know what? I just like, I'm going to try one, and then whatever needs fixed, I'll make it better on the next one. So I'm going to log out here on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. How do I hit end here? I'm going to try to hit that X in the corner. It's probably going to end it. So thanks for watching on Instagram. I appreciate it. We'll have more of these to come, Lord willing. Thanks for all the comments. There we go. So that ended it on Instagram there. For everyone who watched on Facebook and YouTube, I appreciate it. I'm going to try to figure out how I can make these better. I usually always record my podcast in the morning because I go work out in the morning first thing, and then usually get a shower. That makes me feel good. And I usually have a cup of coffee, and then that makes me feel like Superman. And then I record my podcast at that peak, like, 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning, when I'm just like caffeinated, the sunlight's out, and I'm all fired up. But this is kind of new, podcasting at night. So apologize for not being as sharp as I usually am, and for being a little bit tired and distracted. But I appreciate you watching to the end. And again, look at your circle of friends. And if you don't like where your life is, try to get surrounded by better mentors, by people who have better character, who are winning in business, winning in life, and allow them to positively influence you, because it will then impact the way we live our life. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope to catch you on the next episode. Peace.